Well, how do you do, buckaroos? How the heck are you? Notice some wet spots on my shirt. So here's what happened. It's one of those interesting cans. It's a pint can. It's Urban Chestnut Stammtisch German-style Pilsner. It's got this interesting top, but I went to pop it, and it just whoo. I mean, it didn't, you know, like a Coke go fizzy everywhere, but it just, you know, bits went everywhere on me. I am concerned. I do like the idea of this can. I am concerned that we're now creating bigger pop tops, you know, that people are going to end up with big slices on their foot, which is why they quit making pop tops. So I got to admit that part concerns me, but maybe the folks at Urban Chestnut will see this video and give me a reason why I'm wrong. Anyways, so I poured about half of it into my Urban Chestnut glass, but I left some of it in the can on purpose because I want to drink some out of the can to see. I want to compare the aromas from the can. I think an idea like this is nice, especially to the idea that you could have a can like this maybe on the lake or river where you won't want a bottle. Maybe it's just doesn't make sense to pour something into a glass, where this makes more sense than drinking out of a regular can. And aroma-wise, I can already tell, yeah, it does. You do get more aromas. So this uses only Pilsner malts, various Hallertau hops, and Strisselspalt hops. I'll put the whole list at the beginning of the video if you bother to look. Stammtisch is an informal group meeting held on a regular basis, or directly translating to table for regulars. Our Stammtisch was brewed to celebrate the idea of community and socializing. The traditional German Pilsner featuring a blend of Hallertau and Strisselspalt hops. Yeah. See, now if I just would have read that, I wouldn't have to say that. And we think it's a perfect accompaniment to friendly gathering. Pros. So there you go. That is what Urban Chestnut does well anyway. They do everything well, but this is a really home run swing for me. Is their Reverence series or their traditional styles? The Reverence series, they do Reverence and Revolution. The Reverence series, they just basically pay homage to traditional beer styles and do them the traditional way. And that's what you got here. They do have the Revolution series where they kind of do the American craft thing and turn things on its ears. So anyways, bready malts, as you can guess. Slightly spicy, herbal on the nose. I first had this, about 3 or 4 years ago. I think 3, now I think about it, 3 years ago at the brewery. So I first met Mike and Patty Rice. I did a few videos with Mike a couple years ago. That was a hoot. I was hammered. Anyways, but I met Mike and Patty Rice there at the brewery, the Grove location. This is what they do. They make beer right. If you're a fan of a traditional Pilsner, you should love this beer. I just get frustrated when folks say, well, I like from Urban Chestnut, I like this beer, but this style, that stuff. Okay. Try not to judge beers out of style, you know what I mean? Compare Pilsners to Pilsners, you know. The people like to compare apples to oranges. For a Pilsner, in my particular opinion, there isn't an American craft version better than this one. This is as good as it gets. There may be some others I like as well. There may be some others you like as well, but nobody's doing this better than Urban Chestnut. This beer is a 10 out of 10 per style, in my opinion. It's just absolutely gorgeous. Everything about this beer is wonderful. It does what you want this style to do. It's crisp, it's refreshing, it has some flavor, but it's not overwhelming, and that's what you want it to do. Ran about $10 for the 4-pack. Not crazy expensive. I'd love to see it at about $8.99, but then again, I'm cheap. You all know me. So I'm going to set this down. I'm going to drink some out of the can, see if I can tell a difference. The aromas probably open up a little bit more from the glass. Of course, that's not a surprise, though. But being able to drink out of a can like this is probably better to drink out of a regular can. It's certainly nice where a bottle is not allowed. In that case, if a bottle's not allowed, a glass probably isn't going to be. So if you do pour it off, you're going to have to pour it in a plastic cup. So you're probably better off leaving it in this because it's going to stay colder. Yeah, flavor-wise, you're not losing anything. You may... The aromas probably open up a little bit more in the glass. However, I'm still getting plenty of aromas here. Again, certainly more than a traditional can. Again, the only thing that concerns me about these cans is this, is that I've now created a very large pop top that now I have to make sure I throw it away, or people are going to, it's going to be like Jimmy Buffett all over again. Blew out my flip-flop and stepped on the pop top. Because basically now you're creating a very wide pop top. So, of course, maybe these don't cut. I don't know. I don't know, Urban Chestnut. I'm just saying that's my concern. Until somebody alleviates it. Anyways, excuse me, I digress. No, actually, it's nice. It is nice that I'm not drinking out of... It doesn't feel like I'm drinking out of a can. How about that? Because I've got that wide mouth there. Oh, this is great. It's got a lot of flavor. I mean, it's certainly not a dumpy-ass macro Pilsner, calling itself a Pilsner when it's really not a Pilsner. This is an actual frickin' Pilsner, man. German-style Pilsner. Yeah, German styles are Urban Chestnut's home wrestling. And what they do out there is just amazing. I haven't been there in a while. It's been over a year since I've been into St. Louis. I just haven't been able to due to circumstances. I really love to get out there again. I love the St. Louis area. It means a lot to the wife and I because of all the time we spent there when Seamus was in the hospital. A lot of restaurants, a lot of places hold a lot of meaning for us out there, especially in the Central West End area and the Dogtown area. So anyways, it's crisp, it's clean. Oh gosh. Some nice herbal hops, little peppery. Go back to my glass. Put the can there, let you look at the can. Oh no, now you can't see me. You probably like that better, yeah. So it's a beautiful beer, good golly. It's a beer among beers. Yeah, the Pilsners tend to get overlooked with a lot of craft beer geeks. Doesn't have enough flavor for me. Well, maybe you're not paying attention. A beer shouldn't have to be so sour it makes your ass pucker. Shouldn't have to be so hoppy that it wrecks your palate for anything else you drink. A beer can have a lot of flavor and not do those things. That's what a beer like this does. That's what Urban Chestnut does right. That's why I'm a fan. Let me finish this up here. Oh, let me put the glass back. I love this glass, don't you? I love this glass. It's a great glass. I typically don't use it for Pilsners, but it's the only Urban Chestnut glass, or the only glass I have that said Urban Chestnut, which is why I used it. Because I have some actual Pilsner glasses in there, if some of you are wondering why I didn't, but I used it because it's an Urban Chestnut glass. And then I wanted to experiment and drink some out of the can. So, anyways. Oh. It is interesting, though, because for a long time, it took me a long time to think that craft beer in a can was a good idea. But I have come around because the cans of today aren't the cans of yesteryear. It's not the same cans of the 70s and even 80s. They're done so much better now. The feel of them is completely different. The lining is different. Everything is different. You got to move with the times, Tom, so I'm trying to. So there you go. I am Tom the Beer Whisperer. Biscuits. Biscuit mo. Biscuity mo. BeerVangelist, prolific beer drinker, purveyor of wisdom, and dang, that's good. All around good guy.